Beamy. Greater than 19. Driving late at night from Austin to Dallas. Empty highway stretching endless miles. Clock flashing 1:07 a.m. Headlights cutting only small slices of road ahead. I'm tired, playlist looping same 3 songs, windows cracked just to keep awake. Suddenly spot figure on shoulder, girl standing alone, sweater too thin for cold. Instinct says keep driving, brain screams danger, but heart tells me to slow down. I pull over cautiously. She waves quick, rushing to the passenger door nervously. Slides inside, breath fogging up window, whispers, thanks. I'm Lauren, phone's dead, bus left. She looks young, maybe 18, clutching a small backpack like it's everything. My chest tightens. Picking up strangers at night is reckless, but leaving her feels worse. First few miles are silent. Only hum of tires and faint radio static filling space. Finally she sighs, voice low. I couldn't stay at home anymore. Had to leave. Road feels heavier after that, like I'm carrying more than just a passenger now. Lauren stares out window, fingers tapping rhythm on backpack, eyes hiding too many stories. I want to ask why, but keep quiet, giving her room to breathe. 20 minutes pass before she continues, voice steadier but still soft and dark. 18 feels too young, but I couldn't survive in that house anymore. She trails off, doesn't explain further, just tightens grip on straps around shoulders. Gas station lights appear up ahead. I signal, pulling off for coffee and fuel. I buy her hot tea and a sandwich. She smiles small, almost embarrassed gratitude. She whispers, feels like luxury, holding cup like it's gift, not cheap convenience. Then pulls notebook from pocket, flipping to page filled with addresses and scribbled names. Don't even know if these people will let me in, she admits quietly. I nod, realizing this isn't some reckless runaway. It's someone fighting to find safety. Back on highway, steam rising from her tea, silence heavier, but somehow safer now. Lauren glances at me, nervous smile, says, you probably think I'm crazy, right? I shake my head. Answer, no, just brave enough to leave when you need to. She exhales, relief flickering across her face, eyes softening for first time all night. Headlights blur past as she explains she's heading to Dallas, hoping friend might take her. Not sure if dorm will accept late. Not sure if friend even answers door. I listen, hands tight on steering wheel, realizing this ride might matter more than expected. Radio hums faint country song. She leans back, whispering. Feels less scary not being alone. After a while, her head tips, resting gently against my shoulder, breath steadying slowly. Heart pounds, but I don't move, letting her sleep, road stretching endless under wheels. I wonder if I'll regret stopping, but can't shake feeling it was right choice. Because for first time that night, she looks like weight finally lifted off her. Closer to Dallas, lights growing brighter, she wakes, rubbing eyes, mumbling apology quickly. I laugh, say, don't worry, shoulders free anytime. And she smiles shy for once. We stop at last gas station before city. She scribbles number inside torn notebook. Hands me page, says, if I don't make it, at least someone will know me. Those words sting, hitting harder than they should. I fold paper carefully into pocket. Driving final miles, traffic signs glowing green. She clutches backpack tighter, biting her lip. We pull up near Greenville Avenue dorm building, brick walls looming against early morning sky. She hesitates, staring at doors like they might swallow her whole if she knocks. Then suddenly turns, hugs me tight, whispering, you saved my night, maybe my life. I'm frozen, arms slowly wrapping around her, throat tight, but words refusing to come. She pulls away, walks toward entrance, disappearing through heavy doors before I blink twice. I sit in car for minutes, headlights off, wondering if I'll ever see her again. Drive home feels unreal, highway empty again, but mind replaying every word she said. Radio plays soft static, my hands gripping wheel like its anchor, holding me steady. I wonder if anyone else stopped for her that night, or if I was first. Her hug lingers heavy, warmth pressed into chest, words echoing, saved my life maybe. Sun rising behind me, painting sky orange, yet inside feels darker, heavier with thoughts. Should I have asked more? Should I have stayed longer to see her inside? Guilt mixes with relief. Relief that she's safe. Guilt I couldn't do more for her. Finally reach my apartment, toss keys on counter, collapse on bed still wearing jacket. But sleep doesn't come. Only flashes of Lauren's tired eyes and trembling hands holding tea. I check torn paper she gave me. Numbers scrawled quick, edges ripped, almost unreadable. Debate calling right away, but decide too soon might scare her off again. Instead, tuck it into wallet. Promise myself to wait until time feels right. Days pass, routine returns. Classes, part-time work, nights scrolling phone searching distractions. But each night, drive I catch myself glancing at shoulders, half expecting to see her again. Finally, 1 week later, courage wins. I dial number with shaking hands, heart pounding. Ring echoes too long. Almost hang up, then soft voice answers. Hello? It's her, Lauren, quieter than before, but I recognize relief dripping through her words. I stumble, say, Hey, it's the guy from Highway. Just wanted to check in. She laughs small, nervous. Didn't think you'd actually call. Figured number ended in trash. I tell her I kept it. Couldn't forget that night, even if I tried. She admits she's working part-time at coffee shop. Classes starting next week finally. Says dorm isn't easy, but better than home. Safer at least most nights now. Conversation lasts 20 minutes. Awkward pauses filled with honesty neither of us expected. When call ends, I realize I'm smiling. Knowing she's safe makes road feel lighter again. After that first call, we text sometimes, short updates about classes, jobs, daily struggles. She sends photo once of coffee cup, caption, living the dream, right? With wink. I reply with picture of messy desk, joke, college survival kit, ramen, and caffeine. Our conversations aren't constant, but steady enough to feel connection still alive quietly. One evening she admits she walks past gas station we stopped at, remembers sandwich. Says small kindness like that kept her moving forward when she almost gave up. I don't know how to reply, just type. You deserved better all along. She answers with heart emoji. First time she lets walls down even slightly. Weeks turn into months, seasons shifting. Highway memory stays as thread tying us together. Sometimes I wonder if it was fate or accident, headlights finding her that night. Other times I fear maybe I'm clinging too hard to chance encounter barely real. But then she messages again, and doubt disappears into late-night laughter through glowing screens. Spring arrives, weather warming. She invites me to coffee shop where she now works. I walk in nervous, bell jingling, smell of espresso wrapping around crowded tables. Lauren stands behind counter, apron loose, hair tied messy, but smile wide when spotting me. Didn't think highway guy would actually show, she teases, sliding latte across counter quickly. I grin, reply, didn't think runaway girl would actually make it here either. We laugh, awkward tension melting, conversation flowing easier than either expected it would. She sits during break, tells me class is hard, but future feels less impossible now. I listen, sipping coffee, realizing warmth isn't from cup, but from being near her. Time flies, break ends. She waves quick, promises to text later after shift ends. Walking out, I feel lighter, like something begun months ago is finally real. Outside, traffic hums, sunlight sharp, but inside me echoes of highway night remain strong. For first time I think maybe this isn't coincidence. It's start of something lasting. After coffee shop meeting, we start seeing each other more, schedules slowly syncing up. Sometimes I walk her home after shifts, city lights reflecting in puddles along sidewalks. She tells me bits about childhood, fights at home, reasons she finally ran away. I don't press too hard, just listen, letting her share pieces at her own pace. One night she admits she almost didn't wave me down on highway shoulder. Says she thought no one would stop, or worse, someone dangerous might instead. I answer quietly, glad you took chance on me, and she smiles soft, almost shy. Silence follows, comfortable now, not heavy like first night, just steady warmth. Passing cars blur by, but in those moments world feels like it slowed down. I realize my life split that night too, before Lauren and after Lauren completely. Sometimes fate isn't lightning bolt. Sometimes it's just headlights catching someone at right time. And you only understand later how close you came to missing everything important. Summer arrives, heat thick, nights spent at diner booths sipping milkshakes and laughing loud. She doodles in that same notebook from Highway, now pages filled with better memories. Draws caricature of me with messy hair, writes rescuer. Under it, laughing hard. I snatch it playfully, add words, more like co-pilot, handing it back proudly. She reads, eyes softening, whispers, co-pilot sounds better, and I know she means it. Our friendship deepens, edges blurring into something harder to label, easier to feel instead. We spend long drives with windows down, music loud, her laughter cutting through hot nights. Sometimes she rests feet on dash, humming songs, like highway became her safe place again. Other times she falls asleep mid-conversation, trust so obvious it nearly knocks me breathless. I keep driving, steady hands on wheel, knowing weight of her trust is sacred. The night we met keeps replaying, but not as accident, more like destiny forming quietly. And every mile since then feels like proof we were meant to cross paths. By fall, routine feels natural. Classes for me, shifts for her, nights we carve out. We sit on dorm steps sharing takeout, laughing about professors, co-workers, random strangers passing by. Lauren still writes in notebook, but now pages carry hope instead of only survival. She shows me one page with heading, things I never thought I'd have. Underneath, she's written, freedom, safety, someone to trust, someone to care, with shaky letters. I glance at her, throat tight, and she shrugs like it's nothing, but eyes glisten. I write my name at bottom. She laughs, hitting my shoulder gently, but doesn't erase. Sometimes emotions scare me, how fast she carved place in my world quietly. But then I see her smile, and doubt fades quicker than night disappears at dawn. Life isn't perfect, money tight, stress real, but with her it feels lighter somehow. I realized that night on the highway wasn't just rescue, it was beginning entirely. And every day since then proves I'd stop again, without hesitation, every single time. Winter break comes, roads icy, city glowing with lights strung across downtown streets. We wander markets with hot cocoa, mittens brushing, laughter loud in frozen December air. She admits holidays used to be lonely, locked in room pretending noise didn't hurt. I squeeze her hand, saying softly, not lonely anymore. And she nods, smile trembling. Later that night, walking back, snow dusts her hair, street lamps glowing golden around us. She stops suddenly, blurts out, I don't know where I'd be without you. My chest tightens, words caught, but I answer steady. Probably somewhere safe, because you're stronger. She shakes her head, eyes fierce, whispering, no, you were the first safe place. We stand there too long, silence charged, world muffled like snow swallowed every sound. I want to kiss her, almost lean in, but nerves hold me frozen. Instead, I brush snow from her hair gently. She smiles like it was enough. And I know, sooner or later, lines between us will finally blur completely. Spring rolls in, campus alive with music, barbecues, warm air carrying smell of freedom. Lauren and I spend afternoons stretched on grass, her head resting on my chest. She sketches little doodles in notebook, now filled with hearts and jokes instead of fear. One page shows car headlights with note, night, everything changed, circled 3 times boldly. I tease her for dramatics, but truth is my throat burns reading those words. She grins, steals notebook back, scribbles fast, then hides it behind her quickly. Later she lets me peek. She'd written, co-pilot turned safe place turned love. I don't say anything, just kiss top of her hair, heart louder than words. We don't rush labels, but world knows. We're inseparable, laughter stitched into every day. Friends call us highway story. We laugh, shrug, but inside it feels perfectly true. Sometimes I wonder if that night saved both of us, not just her really. Because before Lauren, my world felt aimless, and she gave it direction quietly. Final exams hit hard, stress piling, but we pushed through late nights with coffee and notes. After last test, we drive out of city, chasing sunset along empty stretch of road. Windows down, music blasting, wind tingling her hair as she laughs into open sky. We stop at small diner, greasy fries, milkshakes, neon buzzing above chipped counter stools. She pulls notebook out, last page nearly filled, writes quickly then slides it across. My name written bold, underneath. Thank you for stopping that night, for everything after. I stare, chest heavy, then add beneath. Thank you for waving me down. She laughs, tears in her eyes, whispering, guess fate's not always cruel after all. We drive back in silence, but silence feels like music, warm, steady, undeniable. Highway lights blur around us, road stretching like endless promise into the dark night. I realize no part of me regrets stopping, not 1 mile, not 1 second. And future feels wide open, like highway itself. Unpredictable, dangerous, but worth every risk. Summer heat returns. 1 year since headlights caught her on empty stretch of road. We celebrate quietly, cheap tacos from food truck, sitting on curb laughing at spilled salsa. Lauren gifts me small notebook, cover plain. Inside first page says, "Our story starts here." She says it's time to write together, not just her filling lonely pages anymore. I hold it, heart racing, realizing we've built something bigger than either imagined that night. Highway wasn't just chance. It was turning point, proof strangers can become lifelines overnight. Sometimes she still whispers, "Thank you for stopping," and I answer, "Thank you for waving." Circle feels complete, like fate needed both of us to choose that exact moment. And now every mile we drive feels like continuation, not accident, not coincidence at all. Looking at her smile, I know risk was worth it, every ounce of doubt shattered. One night on dark road became compass guiding me to everything that matters. And I'd choose it again, every single time, without hesitation or fear in heart. Now I tell story not as warning, but as reminder to trust instincts sometimes. Danger is real, sure, but so is kindness, so is chance to change someone's path. Lauren and I sit in coffee shop she still works at, studying, laughing, planning. She talks about future, classes, dreams of traveling, and I realize none of this existed. If I hadn't pulled over, if headlights hadn't met her eyes at right time. We live in a world full of strangers, but sometimes stranger is exactly who you need. I still keep torn scrap of paper she gave me, number almost unreadable, tucked in wallet. It reminds me how fragile beginnings are and how precious second chances can be. Not every story ends like this, but ours is proof some risks pay off. So I'll ask you, would you have stopped that night or kept driving in dark? Drop your thoughts in comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories. Because sometimes one choice on empty road can rewrite everything you thought you knew.